In this adventure, I'll be heading to one of Scotland's most mysterious landscapes, Glen Lyon, a place many call the loneliest and quietest glen in the land. I'm making the journey from Glasgow, 2.5 hours north, into the heart of the Highlands, where stories cling to the trees and myths seem to be one step ahead of the trail. My plan is simple: camp for the night, explore the history, and chase the shadows of ancient legends. This glen is steeped in folklore, from the chilling tale of the Bavan Sith, Scotland's vampire, to the tragic murder and haunting in Meggernie Castle. These stories aren't just superstition, they're tied to this land like roots to the soil. So come with me, into the wild, into the unknown, as I try to get closer to the truth behind the legends of Glen Lyon. Welcome to Tales of Myth and Magic, where folklore, legends and forgotten tales are brought back to life. If you enjoy the kind of stories that your ancestors once heard by firelight, then make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel and tap that notification bell so you never miss a tale. Whenever we head to Glen Lyon, we always stop in Glen. It's a beautiful highland village, best known for the Falls of Docker, where the white water crashes over dark stones and draws visitors in with its restless energy. But this time, something new caught my eye. Hidden behind the houses, half swallowed by trees and silence, lies a prehistoric stone circle. I never knew it was there. No one really knows what these circles were for. Burials, rituals, celestial alignments. But this one, locals say, has a presence. Many who step into it report a strange calm, a feeling of being grounded, connected. And since this journey is about reconnecting with Scotland's folklore, what better way to begin than something ancient, something powerful? And whether it was the land, the stones, or something else, I did feel different, charged, closer to something deeper. But the surprises in Glen didn't end there. Just a short walk from the village, hidden among overgrowth and history, is Folklore Castle. I hadn't planned to visit it, but the ruins called to me, and I'm glad they did. This was one of the most haunting and atmospheric ruins I've ever stepped into. Crumbled walls, empty windows, moss-covered stones, all cloaked in silence. But it wasn't the peaceful kind. It was the kind that presses in, that watches. A perfect place for something darker. And so, while exploring its shadowed corners, I paused to try something, to reach out, to see if I could feel the presence of a redcap. Redcaps are among Scotland's most terrifying fae, said to haunt ruined castles and battlefields. They wear iron boots and keep their caps soaked in the blood of their victims. They aren't spirits, they're creatures of flesh and malice, short, twisted, and quick to violence. Folklore would be a perfect home for one. Isolated, forgotten, a place marked by death. They say the castle also had a beheading pit somewhere near the castle, and that commoners were hanged on the trees surrounding the castle. If so, it's exactly the kind of grim energy that a redcap would be drawn to. I stood among the stones, listening, trying to feel if something old and cruel was still lingering there. The silence was heavy, too heavy. And though I didn't see a Redcap, I won't say that the castle was empty. Some places feel watched, and this was one of them. With that unsettling encounter lingering in my mind, the journey begins. Onward to Glen Lyon. From Cullen, the road narrows, the trees crowd in, and slowly the world I know begins to fall away behind me. This is Glen Lyon. 34 miles of silence, ancient forest and curling rivers, framed by hills that have watched over the glen for thousands of years. They call it Scotland's loneliest glen, and even before you step into it, you understand why. It's beautiful, but it's a quiet beauty, the kind that doesn't comfort, it watches. This will be home for the night, a base to search the dark woods, and maybe, just maybe, attract the attention of something that shouldn't be found. As I set up camp with my family, I can't help but feel a bit of unease. As much as this place is beautiful right now, it will be dark before we know it. Then the real hunting begins. As night falls over Glen Lyon, and I am keeping myself warm around the fire while my family sleeps, I can't help but feel a little paranoid. I keep hearing what sounds like women giggling near the stream where I am camping. Every time I look around, I can't see anything, but the hairs on the back of my neck and my legs are standing on end, and not just because of the cold. I leave the safety of the fire behind. This glen has a weight to it at night. Every tree feels older than memory. Every step is steeped in history. I'm not just here to camp. I'm here to search, to seek out what legends say still walks this glen. The Bavan Sith, the woman in green. A creature said to appear to men, alone in glens or in woods. She offers a dance, a touch, sometimes even love, but drains you dry before the sun rises. Some call her a vampire, others a kind of fallen fae. So tonight, I walk into this path alone, and I ask the glen to remember her name. Every step feels like a step back in time. The deeper I go, the quieter it gets. At this part, the air feels thinner. That's where I try the calling. To the one they call the Bavan Sith, if you still walk this glen, I ask you for nothing. No harm, no help, just a sign. If the glen remembers you, let it show me. I waited and listened, for footsteps, for breath, for the hush that comes just before something happens. But just as I was beginning to give up, I heard that giggling again, but this time in the long grass. Then something moved closer. Apologies that my fear got the better of me tonight and I wasn't able to continue. From this experience, I know this much. The legends are not just words on a page. They live out here. somewhere just beyond the firelight. Not far from where I camp lies the old estate of Meggernie Castle. I was very fortunate to be allowed access by the owners during my trip, but they insisted that no photos or videos be taken once we were past the gate. The estate is private, and not many people have the privilege to be taken on a tour of the grounds. A special thank you to Wendy, who took time out of her day to help me explore my curiosity. The tale of Meggernie Castle is one that is steeped in horror and mystery. A long time ago, a man lived there with his wife. Some say they were happy, others that his jealousy grew like rot. One day he snapped. Convinced that she had betrayed him, he murdered her, and to keep his secret buried, he did something horrific. He cut her in two. He kept the body inside a chest in the castle for many months, but soon he couldn't stand it any longer. His plan was to take the body down to the grounds and bury it. He took the lower half down first, but before he could bring the upper half down, he was killed at the entrance of the castle. Murdered, but the killer was never found. And I can't help but wonder, was it a man seeking justice, or something else? Perhaps it was the Bavan Sith stalking a lonely man and exacting revenge for his poor wife. To this day, the staff at Meggernie Castle still say that they see apparitions of a female's upper body floating in the castle, searching for the rest of her body before she can be at peace. Before I leave this glen, there's one final figure I need to speak of. She's not a spirit of the dead. She's not a creature that walks by night. She's older than that. Some say she was born with the mountains, others that she is the mountains. In the Highlands, she's called the Caliac Beer, a giantess, a goddess, a force of nature. She shapes the land with her hammer, she stirs the clouds with her staff, and she brings the winter when she wakes. It's said she turns to stone when the seasons shift, sleeping until the cold returns. And in Glen Lyon, her breath still lingers in the hills. This isn't a story of good or evil, it's a story of power. Of ancient watching eyes, of a land that remembers its name. The land does not belong to us, we belong to it. And in Glen Lyon, she still dreams beneath the stone. I came to Glen Lyon looking for legends. A vampire in the forest, a ghost in a castle, a giantess who shapes the hills, and something more, something that binds them all together. This place is ancient, quiet, watching. I didn't find concrete proof, but I felt them. The way the air changes near the stone circle, the way silence presses against your ears in the presence of these ancient places, the way the Glen feels alive. Maybe that's what legends are. Not things we see, but things we sense, deep down, when we let go of the noise and just listen. Glen Lyon didn't give me answers, but it gave me something better. A reminder that old stories never really die. They're still out there, whispering.